evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you happen to find yourself in this weird, wide, wacky world. We find ourselves once again at another session of Darkness in Dublin at a small, familiar art studio that we have all seen before, where Miss Monique has just finished up her first major project and is starting on the next one after last night's, shall we say, excursion. There is going to be some interesting things to talk about in this rainy day in Dublin. And now our scene pans down to the studio where a familiar car is pulling up to the studio apartment. Sam will get out of the car. He'll call his men over. Be like, all right, well, we've confirmed that this one is really valuable, so try and not bash it around, guys. I mean, I trust you guys. You guys are awesome, but, just make sure you don't start throwing stuff around. Whatever you say, sir. Sam will come up and hit the buzzer.
I'm gonna go buzz you in.
Sam will go ahead and walk up as he did before, direct him as he did before, and he will do a nice little swap. He'll have his men grab the other one. He'll take a nice little look at it. He says, wow, very nice. See, I knew I hired the right person.
Oh, thank you for your confidence, Sam.
Of
Something doesn't
course.
come very easy these days.
As I said, business is good around here. I hope you don't mind, but I remember you were in a bit of a pinch for some finances. I have with me here a another project for you if you wanted to start it.
Yes, certainly. I'm going to need as much work as possible.
This one is a little bit bigger and a little bit more time consuming. You might actually have to pull a little bit more. However, I'm going to pay you double for this one rather than just a simple salary.
Hmm. Let's have a look then. And
He
she will go ahead and put on her like lab coat and gloves again, so she doesn't, you know,
he has
disturb
his
it.
men bring this one up, and it takes a little bit longer this time because of how big this one is. It's quite a bit bigger than the last one, and it's also in a little bit worse shape.
Hmm.
But it's not as, shall I say, new age as the last photo was. It's more flat. It's very pristine. It's well done. It's got lines. It's just very beautiful piece of work. It's not trying to turn, colors into reality. It's not trying to do 3D shapes inward. It's just flat, well done artistry. And this
Um,
particular piece is inverted of the By the Bay piece that you're probably familiar with because it's a very famous painting. And it's inverted and it's being done in the San Francisco Bay rather than the Chicago Bay or the Chicago docks.
mhm. All right. Do I need to bring another table in? Is it too
You
big?
might
All
hold
right.
on for a sec there. Hold on for a sec there, boys.
Well, there are
Sam,
many, tables around the.
yep, Sam will help kind of scooch some together there. He lays it down. It's not it's a little bit rough around the edges, but it still looks like it could be salvaged pretty well. It's just it seems to have suffered some fire damage somehow.
Mhm. Okay.
And when if you look at Sam and question him on it, he just kind of throws up his shoulders and he's like I said, when they were gifted to me and I got the bill of sale, I had no idea how much damage was going to be done to a lot of them.
Okay. I mean, there's nothing that can't be fixed, certainly, but yeah.
True that. I imagine you could fix this one with your eyes closed.
Well, painting over it with restoration paints is the way to go. And if in the future you need to have it redone or whatever, you can simply have the this paint removed. It's
Hmm.
That's the good
Like,
thing about restoration.
indeed. And this one might take a bit more time for you, but like I said, I'll be willing to pay double rather than five, per se 10 for this one.
I will have to let you know if there's any extra. I might need extra materials for that due to the fire
Understood.
damage. I will let you know about that in due time.
All
For now,
expenses
let's
paid.
agree on that. And with
Oh, by the way, the previous work I already wired the funds to that account. I gave you let's see, there was the five initially, and then that was doubled due to the extra work it took. So I believe you're sitting at about 12,000 right now for that first project.
oh, well, that's that's surprising. Like, thank you.
No worries. It did take you double the time it originally was supposed to take, so I just paid you for your extra for your time. In all honesty, it was worth it. I'm already getting a couple people that want to purchase it from me for a surprising amount.
Well, it's a nice piece. I can tell you for sure. It's not. It was done a lot earlier than the comparison piece. A
Interesting.
lot earlier.
How much earlier?
Well, I would assume towards more of the start of his artistic career, he wasn't that much established, and you can see that by the brushstrokes and everything. And of course, it's not of the same quality as the other piece, but that doesn't make it any less valuable. On the contrary, it's I don't think there are many pieces of that particular era from that artist. So I think you're holding on to a really good piece there.
Excellent. That's good to hear. Oh, well, now that business has been discussed, how you holding up? That was a bit rough. What's happened?
Um, honestly, um, I have a mixture of conflicting emotions about it. Like, I'm relieved that we are alive. I'm a bit horrified by what I saw.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
terribly sad about.
You you can see the facade that Sam was putting on when his men leave the room and go. He tells them to go wait out in the car. You can see his facade drop, like he was putting on a show, like he was being all happy and friendly.
Mm.
And not only does he drop his facade, but he drops Mask of a Thousand Faces, and you see his real face and the glowing blue eyes. And you can see that he is like he literally goes from like I'm all happy business, yada, yada, and then immediately like just he goes to a very solemn expression.
Well, Monique will point to the lounger in the middle of the room and show you like we can sit and talk about it.
He nods, if you don't mind.
Yeah,
Takes off
please.
his hat.
And she'll take off the gloves and just sit beside Sam. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this, honestly.
I saw, well, I saw a lot in the war, but that reminded me of a particular incident, and that didn't really feel too good after it was done.
All things
And those,
considered, I think it went as best as it could have. I but honestly I didn't expect like okay, I was confident when Francis talked to him that he will talk him down, I was ready to jump in and help him out with this. I mean, okay, that's my strong suit, not his, if we're being honest here. But I didn't expect that he would blow himself up. I, I don't know what I thought really, Sam. It was painful to watch.
Yeah, yes, it
Well,
was.
what kind of a monster does that to another?
You have to remember that monsters don't care. Monsters
I'm having
do
a hard
what they
time
do.
wrapping my mind around this concept, honestly. The voivod is I don't even know how to classify him, her, whatever it is.
Yeah, I don't really have much to.
And he still managed to escape.
Yeah, can't be perfect. Can't get
But
everything.
if I'm being honest, I'm glad we didn't get to use the Red Lister's help.
God forbid what would have happened. Who knows
I
whether
don't
he was telling the truth or not.
I don't want to know. I mean, okay, perhaps yes, perhaps he wants the Voivod dead. He also wants us dead, I assume. Since we're
I
dead
mean,
set
who?
going after him.
Who knows? We may be able to use that to our advantage in the future.
Well, I assume that this is now in the possession of Clan Tremere. Can't say I fully trust them.
Yeah, but we know that they will at least. I know that they'll do one thing very good, and that is keep secrets. So,
Well, to be honest with you, I trust the Regent, but nobody else. I definitely don't trust Lord Stalheim.
no, and from what I hear about him, I've never met him, but from what I hear, probably not a good idea to.
Well, unfortunately,
Yeah, you owe him. I know. Not the best person to owe, but not all is lost.
I have asked Francis to let me be part of the fight against the Red Lister. I think this is the only way. I mean, the only feasible way to be able to get rid of that whole thing.
Is that why you came along?
There are many reasons why I came along. I honestly, at the moment, I don't think I have much left to lose. I assume you heard what happened to Masar's domain.
Yeah,
And
I.
Quincy says that is like very obviously angry and sad about this.
Yeah, it seemed to just be kind of one thing after another, huh?
Well, Masar won't see me. I don't know where he is. At least I know that he wasn't there. Not that this is a big of a relief, because if someone blew up the place, I have to assume that they were going after him. And that means that the person who did this is on the top of my list right now.
Any ideas?
Francis will be investigating. I pretty much demanded to be part of that. And when he learns, whatever he learns, I want to be there. And whoever did this, they're going to pay.
Yeah, I'm already looking into it a bit myself.
I would appreciate any information that you have.
Of course, anything I find, I'll definitely give to you, especially after the strange quiet that we've felt on the net so far. It's been just way too quiet.
Yeah, many things happening at once. I will also have to um meet another member of my clan and El Sombra gentleman. From what Francis told me, because my primogen haven't contacted me yet, I will have to fully restore a church for El Sombra, and that is the task I have been given by my clan on the road to recover some of my good favor, I suppose.
Yeah, I,
Perhaps the road to Messiah's forgiveness, maybe. Not sure
yeah,
I
I
can
heard,
forgive
I heard about
myself.
that. I heard about the restoration. If you need any help with that too, just let me know. Like I said, I'm all over the place, going here, going there, selling
Well,
information here, selling stuff there.
I'm expecting
Oh,
to do that with my own means.
okay, I understand.
Um, the thing that I would ask of you, are you going to see Dr. Brightman anytime soon? I didn't get the chance to speak to him after last night.
I have been trying to have an audience with the good doctor, but I have been unsuccessful so far. He has been quite busy. I have been quite busy, and other than that little expedition that we went on, it's that was the first time I've really had a chance to speak with him. But I will definitely try. I'm trying to get some stuff
Well,
organized amongst our members, but it's just been a mess so far.
if you can't, it's okay. I will give him a call. It's just that we had a project that we were planning, and it's going to be a bit different than what I initially wanted due to my current affairs. But if you see him, do let him know that I still will work on his event for the zoo. It's just it won't be me taking credit for it.
I'll remember that. You see Sam kind of get. You almost see Sam kind of stare off into space for a sec, like he loses himself for a bit.
Is everything okay? Sam?
I he kind of shakes his head a bit. Fuck it. I sick of hiding it. Damn it. I knew Grumph was right. Anyway, um one before I became what I am now, we had a particular mission I always remember. We had to infiltrate a Russian headquarters that was on the borderline between one of our camps. We went in, did what we could. We had superior numbers, superior firepower. Everything was going to be fine. And then when we went down into the bunker, we found out that they were waiting for us, and we wound up getting caught in a clothesline. I remember one of my comrades, Jason, his name was. I was trying to get everyone out. We were getting bottlenecked. Made it to the stairs. I felt a pain on my leg. Fell. I'd gotten shot just behind the kneecap. Could barely get out crawling the stairs. One of my comrades grabbed me. Jason was right behind me. I looked right into his face as he was shot, straight through the chest. It was a very close knit tunnel that we were in as we were coming out of the stairwell. Pulled a grenade from his pouch. And he looked at me and he screamed, "Run." And he sacrificed himself to seal the tunnel.
This is, however, what friends do. No?
Yeah,
Never been in such a situation in my life.
you handled yourself well. You really did. I'm impressed.
Well, the way I said it's nothing to lose. I have to go ahead and try. At least, well, to be fair, I didn't do anything. I didn't even shoot once.
You kept calm and you made the choice. You went with what you thought was right. Even though you feel like you didn't make much of an impact, you kept a level head. You didn't lose it, and we're alive. Well, mostly. You get what I mean.
Yeah.
That is a victory. Any battlefield you can walk onto with a clear head and walk off with alive and still kicking, it's a victory.
I mean, I'm pretty surprised that we all survived, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, I'll be
But
honest with you. I didn't think we'd make it out.
but I don't think that the way it went was conventional. And of course, the seneschal saved the day again.
Not to mention,
Uh,
I do
if he
need to
keeps
remind,
doing that, I'll start liking the guy.
indeed, and I'll have to remind Hennessy that he is one bad motherfucker.
Well, he has a tendency of punching people um like that.
so I've heard and seen.
Yeah, I've witnessed that as well.
All I could think of during the combat was, oh, so many assholes and so few bullets.
Well, there weren't that many. It's the kind of asshole that there were, not the amount.
Yeah, I put quite a few rounds into that damn thing. It didn't even slow down.
I've never seen anything like this.
Nor
I
have
mean,
I.
honestly, if I hadn't seen it on the screen, if Enigma didn't show it to us, I think I would have lost it if that was the first time I saw this thing. Have you seen anything like that before?
I've seen close. I haven't seen something quite that bad.
Hmm.
Remember, I was, and he stops. He says, "That's right. You don't. Never mind." I I did tell you some of the. I told you I was in the war, but I never told you that I witnessed some abominations that were created from that war.
Were you embraced after the war?
Near the end.
Hmm.
And Sam kind of looks at his arm that he doesn't have the mask of a thousand faces on anymore, his right arm, which he doesn't have gloved. And it's pretty scarred. There are scars going all along, up and down, straight from the hand to the elbow.
If you don't mind me asking, did this happen during that time?
Yeah, it did.
Um, was it an explosion?
Torture. I was tortured.
You were a prisoner then.
Yes. An experiment. A lab rat, as he called me.
I don't believe I've ever met anyone that has suffered this fate.
There were some with me. They didn't make it out.
How did you manage?
I shot him in the face. He got too cocky.
Oh, I guess that's one way to do it.
And ironically, this man wasn't even my sire. My sire was worse.
Um, was your sire part of the war?
Yes,
Hmm. So he was what, a Nazi?
yes.
Oh, I I honestly don't know what was going on in regards to Kindred during that time.
Let's put it this way. There are some things that are better left unsaid from our kind in that war.
Well, I'm pretty confident my sire was not involved in any of these things.
And you got lucky.
Hmm. That makes me even worse.
No. You want to know why, Monique? I'll
Why?
let you in a little secret here. See, monsters don't care. Monsters do what they want because they want to. They don't care. Nothing hurts them. They just do to do. You care. You feel pain. You feel hurt at your actions. That makes you human. That makes you more than a monster. That makes you above it. That makes you worth a damn
Well,
because you give a damn. We all make mistakes, but what separates us from the monsters is that we actually care and we do what we can to fix our mistakes. And I got to tell you, Monique, you're going down a path that I don't think I could have stomached. I think you're doing a far better job than I ever could.
I don't understand.
You know, the relationship between you and your sire,
Mhm.
I think in the end it will heal pretty well. And in the end, yeah, it was a mistake, but
I wish I was as optimistic as you are.
Sam starts to get a really pained look on his face. And he says, "You're still going, and you're handling yourself well. You're handling yourself a lot better than I did when I made my first slip up."
If I may ask, what was your first slip up?
He stares at you for a long moment, and he eventually breaks his gaze, and he says, "I had a wife and child once.
Hmm.
After my embrace, I made a very foolish decision. I chose to try and grab my family and run, knowing what I was. Told them everything.
But you couldn't have known everything.
I also couldn't have known that I'd be followed. He, if I had been a little bit smarter, they might be here to this day. But I wasn't. I tried to play the hero, and they're gone now.
So you just killed them just like that.
He lets out a really creepy laugh, and he says, "No, no, he couldn't be that boring. He had to be inventive. He
Did he make
dominated
you
me."
do it?
Sam won't answer, but you can see his lip quivering.
And Monique is pretty shocked and sad and almost at the point of tears at this point.
She had just turned 6. Wife and I had just celebrated her 20 years. 20 fucking years. Gone. Just gone.
Did you kill your sire?
I don't know. I pushed him off a cliff, and I strode down to the shore, picked up a rock, and I just kept hitting. Kept hitting and hitting and hitting. And by the time it was done, I saw nothing but a blood stain on the ground in front of me. I don't know much about what happened for the next few nights after that. I think I lost control or something. And I don't know what became of him. But If he's dead, good riddance. If he's not, I think he got the message.
Well, I don't think anyone will miss him, and the world will be a better place without him.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I shouldn't be boiling over in front of you here. That's a bit improper. You've gone through enough, and I shouldn't be adding my troubles to yours.
It's okay, sometimes it's good to share. Also puts you in perspective of
Yeah,
how worse things could have been.
yeah. It was. I guess it could be worse, could be better. What's done is done. We just have to move forward. We always have to keep moving forward.
To be honest with you, I don't know how or if I could handle something like this.
Who knows?
You know, one of the other memories that I gave up for good
What?
was one that it was pretty much the day I was orphaned. I no longer know what happened that day. I can I will never be able to remember it. Perhaps that's for the best.
But you know it's there.
Well, I know it was there. I don't know if it was a good idea to give it up, but in a way, I feel like it increases my pain regarding my sire. That's the problem. I sought to replace what I lost with him, and perhaps it's the same feeling that I lost with his memory that I have now. I I honestly don't know. I just wish I could even learn news from him. I can't seem to find anyone who knows where he is.
Sam looks a little bit deep in thought for a moment, like he's thinking about that and calculating, thinking about stuff. We definitely need to be on the alert, not with kindred disappearing like they've been. Damn it.
Well, it's not just that. His whole life's work just got destroyed. I don't.
Yeah, that's a big blow. Wait a minute. Did did your sire have anyone angry at him?
I wouldn't think so. Like the only person that I've seen being angry at him was that Setite, but that business has been dealt with. It's And he wasn't technically angry at my sire. He was angry at all of us for. Uh, remember when the gangrel primogen killed the Sedite?
Yeah,
Well, yeah, for that.
I see.
But this has been dealt with, and my sire wasn't really involved. I don't think he had any enemies. He's one of the good ones. Honestly, one
Hmm.
of the few good ones.
Seems so odd that they would target that place of all places. Why there?
I don't know, but I intend to find out.
Yeah, like I said, any information I find, I'll definitely give and help you out. Good luck to you on that.
I also be in touch with Francis. You don't need to. I mean, if there's something that you know and you tell me, tell him as well. You don't need to tell him that I know.
Of course.
I don't know how much he trusts me anymore.
It's one of our curses. Our kin does not trust each other that much, even if we are all brothers and sisters of the same father.
Well, at the moment, my life belongs to Lord Stalheim, so I understand why my clan doesn't trust me. Well, see, it's like double thinks about whether to say anything else or not and decides against it pretty much. So just leave it there.
He puts a hand on her shoulder and he says, "Hey, you'll be okay. It'll work out."
I just wish I had your optimism. It's
I,
refreshing, don't get me wrong.
I am the ultimate optimist. Ironically, it's what's kept me alive all these years.
Mm. In any case, we still have to make more preparations for the continuation of the fight at the Waterford. I don't expect that this was the end.
No, it's not the end, and we have a much longer and harder storm ahead of us before it's over.
Well, at least destroying the mirror was one thing.
Indeed. Now we got to make sure they don't pull any other surprises on us. He holds out his hand to shake and he says, "Thank you for your time tonight, Miss Monique. I'll see you on the battlefield."
Pleasure all mine. Not if I see you first.
He gives a nod, bows, and then leaves the apartment into the cold, rainy night. And that is where the scene fades to black.